Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are doing a puppet collection, and I am so sorry that I haven't posted it in like a month. It's been forever, yeah, but I'm here now, so yeah, just watch this video, and I'm not gonna post for another like 3 billion years. I'm kidding. I'm gonna try to post more. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin the puppet collection. So I'm gonna do all the unfinished puppets in this little corner over here, so I can save the rest of the space for all the other puppets that are finished. Okay, let's just speed through these. Venom. Hey, say Godzilla. I'm not gonna fix them because I'm gonna put them away either way. Actually, no, I'll fix them. I'll fix them later. Grim Foxy. He was on the October list. I just didn't finish him. His arm fell off. Mecha Godzilla. I need to put back his leg and finish his arm. Pennywise. He has other head sculpts. This is the Deadlights head sculpt, which let me fix this real quick. Okay, here's Pennywise with the Deadlights, and okay, moving on. I should probably turn that off. I fixed them so they look more proper, and I turned that off so it could save his battery. Hold up. Toy Bonnie. He is almost done. I just need to put on. I just need to get some extra colors for his belly and his bow tie. Put him right there. Next we have. This is supposed to be. This is gonna be the Prowler, but I need to finish his base, so let's put that right there. Right here we have Pennywise's normal face. We're just gonna put that right here. Next up we have Pennywise's showing his teeth face. We'll just put that right there. And then right here we have King Ghidorah. I need to finish his other head, give him his wings, and just finish his base overall. Let's put him over there. This isn't all of it, but this is what Springtrap is so far. I'm gonna probably restart and do it differently because it looks really weird. Put him right there. Character that I'm not going to be named, that I'm not going to name, for reasons. Oh no, Demogorgon's head fell off, so I had to put it back on. Anyways, this is the Demogorgon so far. I finished his base. I just need to get colors for him and put it on. It looks pretty cool in my opinion. Put him right there. Okay, next up we have is this is supposed to be the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park, but I did not finish it, so it's all squished and stuff. Okay, next up another character that I'm not going to mention for reasons. And then right here we have the Green Goblin, and it looks pretty cool. I just need to get some more colors for him. I actually need to give him a foot though. Put him right there. Okay, yeah, that's almost it. Actually, no, that is it. Okay, no, that's not it. We have one more character right here. This is supposed to be Conquest. I just need to finish his base and stuff, so we'll just put him right here. Okay, I think that's it. Wait, here's Pennywise's balloon. Okay, that is everything. Here's a quick good look at them. Okay, so now let's move on to the actual characters, and we're actually going to be talking about them. Moving on. Okay, for this section of characters, we're going to be doing the Godzilla characters. So to start the section off, we have the Skullcrawler. So, what I think about the Skullcrawler, I think I did pretty good on this. It's pretty basic. All the colors are basically the same, except there's only like 3 main colors. And it looks pretty cool. Actually, 4 main colors. It looks pretty good. His tongue is detachable for some. Oh, I think it's because like it could extend and stuff. I think that's why I did it. I think he looks a little too cartoonish, so I might give him a little update. Maybe, I don't know, because like look at all that. Okay, moving on. Next up we have is the 1954 Gojira. Like I said last year, this was the first puppet that I ever reviewed on my channel. He looks a little funky. I might need to fix him up a little bit. His tail did break a little, so I had to glue it on right there. I think you could see it right there. It looks a little messy. He looks a little weird. I might need to give him a little update on his head, but either way, I think it looks pretty good. So we're going to put him right here and move on. Okay, the next puppet we have is this pipe cleaner Godzilla that I made. I don't know if I had him here last year. I don't think I did, at least, but he is here now. This was pretty simple to make. Actually, never mind. It wasn't. I just had to make like a skeleton. I had to make like a skeleton figure of Godzilla with pipe cleaners, and then I just put tissue on it, and then I wrapped pipe cleaners around it, so the tissues could give it thickness, and I put the pipe cleaners just look like the color, and the pipe cleaners are the color that I made them out of. the spines right here I made out of black foam, so they look pretty good. I think they're a little too small though. This is supposed to be the MonsterVerse Godzilla, if you couldn't tell. This, yeah, the MonsterVerse Godzilla is not supposed to be black. He's more like a grayish color like this, but I don't know. I might make a different one. Yeah, okay, moving on. I'm also going to say that I am sorry if this video is a little shaky. I do not currently have my tripod because that broke. One of the legs broke off and I tried to fix it, but it broke again. Anyways, moving on. We have this Godzilla puppet head thing I made. Like I said last year, I don't know I don't know why I made this. My hand doesn't even fit in there anymore, so yeah, it's just here. Okay, moving on to probably the most exciting section of characters, the FNAF characters. We're gonna have a lot of characters. So to start it off, we have the main man, Frederick Fazbear. He's missing his foot right now, so I need to find that. It's somewhere in there. It's somewhere in the box of the puppets that I have. What is going on with your legs? Hold up. Okay. Anyways, I did give him a little update on his face, if you can tell. Last year I don't think he was updated. No, he was not. So it looks pretty good, the update that I think, but I think the eyes are a little too small. So we're just gonna, bro, what is going on with your legs? Okay, I'm gonna set him down and we're gonna fix his leg and move on. I did it. I made a DIY tripod. Not really. It's just standing on something and it's just leaning against something where my phone is. Okay. Well, I forgot to mention that I did update him with wires, so now he's more stable. He can't stand up, but he's missing his foot right now, so I don't know how that's gonna work. All right. Next up, we have Bonnie. He's missing his head. His head is right here, but it's a little loose. It's a little loose on his head if you put it back on. So I'm probably going to make a different head sculpt for him, and then we're going to put his head back on, and then we're going to have Bonnie back with his gang. Okay, we'll put him right there. Yeah, I did update his head. If you remember last year, yeah, that was pretty horrible. So, moving on. Stuff, and now I have more space, and I have a better camera angle. All right, next up we have is Chica. All right, Chica, I made her in 2025. She looks pretty good. I think she can stand a little bit. Well, I just need to fix her to stand up, but I think she can stand. Yeah, she can stand. I think. I'll put a picture up if I somehow got her to stand up. Okay. She looks pretty good. It's just some things that I will fix if I could. She's a little too bulky, if I'm saying that. She looks a little too buff, if that's all I'm saying. I think she has paw prints right here, or paw pads, but they are not on here. I don't think she has, but from the models I saw that I used to work on her, she did have them. So I might add that. I think I didn't add it on her because I just got too lazy. I might have to do that, a little update or something. Alright, moving on. Next up, we have Foxy. So Foxy here, he is not updated. He's the only one that has not been updated. The reason why is because, like, he is in the Guy vs. Dude videos and in the Squid Game videos. So what is going on with the quality right now? Okay, wait. Focus. Okay, I think it. Okay. Yes. I need to update him a little bit because he looks a little funky right now. Like that. He looks a little weird. I need to fix him up a little bit. But like I was saying, he's in the Squid Game videos and the Guy vs. Dude videos, so I don't think probably not gonna update him until those series are done. So we're just gonna put him over here, and moving on to the next character. Next up, we have Withered Bonnie. Withered Bonnie, I made him last year. Okay, I made him last year, 2025. He looks pretty good. I don't think there's anything that I would want to change on him besides maybe the stuff going on with the wires, because, like, he was the first puppet that I used wires in, and yeah, so yeah, he was the first puppet that I used wires in, so yeah, it didn't turn out so well. He's missing his hand right now. I don't know where that went. I don't know why so many puppets are broken this year. Um, yeah, so we're just gonna put him. Yeah, actually, no, that's done. Yeah, we're just gonna put him over here. What is. Okay. Okay, these guys are broken. I need to fix them. Okay, but moving on. Next up, we have is this, my own version of Springtrap. He's missing his mask because it looked horrible, so I just took it off. The head sculpt the head sculpt for like William Afton, I think it looks pretty good. Like one side is made out of all flesh, and the other side is just bone over here. It looks pretty good, except the body looks pretty bad. It's really messy and a bunch of pipe cleaners exposed, and I do not like it. So I am going to just set him over here and move on to the next character. I fixed these guys up so they're not taking up so much space. But next up we have is my own version of Scraptrap. In my opinion, I think he looks really good. I like how he turned out. Um, he is a little like floppy though. I might update him with wires so he looks even better. But I might do that after I finish the Squid Game series because he's still alive in that series. So, yeah. So we're just gonna put him right here and move on to the next character. All right. For the next puppet I have is one of my favorites, Jackie. This guy was really fun to make. I don't know why he was really fun to make. He was just, I don't know. It was just like really cool to make him. The arms were time consuming though, because I had to like cut like little black strips of fabric and just like wrap it around his arm. It turned out pretty cool though. No, these things in particular, the yellow things, took forever to do. They took like an hour for each because I had to bunch them up and glue it onto. I had to bunch them up and just glue it onto like his hands or his hat. Hat that took a lot. Whoa, that took a long time, but either way, he still looks pretty cool. Um, his face is a little off though. I'm not gonna change it because I think it looks cool. Um, the like the braiding on his hair, well, like his hair, it's not braided. I just like got red pieces of fabric. Okay, I got pieces of red fabric, and then I glued it on to his hair, and it it looks pretty cool. It might look a little, it looks a little too thick, and maybe it's not in the correct shape it's supposed to, but it looks alright. We're just gonna set him right here, and move on to the next character. Okay, so for the next character, this is my, probably one of my favorite, and my most fragile puppet ever. Right here, we have the FNAF movie, Foxy. I think, in my opinion, that he turned out really good. Like, all the detail on him looks amazing, in my opinion. The detail on his feet, though, you can't really see it that much because it's the same color. Same with his hand. You can't really see it, but either way, I think it looks pretty good. Hold up. Wait. Yeah, there's actually an endoskeleton inside of there, and so you could just like put your finger through there. Yeah, this entire piece right here is hollow, and there's an endoskeleton underneath, so it looks more realistic. His eyes, I don't know. Okay, wait, let me turn this off. I don't know if I said this before. Actually, no, I probably did say it, but no, I definitely said it. But his eyes can switch. Whoa, hold up. His head was about to fall off. Sorry. His eyes can switch out from these angry-looking eyes to his normal eyes. The normal eyes don't look pretty good, so that's why I keep him red. His eyebrows can move too. I like how I did that. His eye patch can move, and his eye is somewhere rolling around his head because it doesn't stay in there because that eye looks pretty bad, and plus you can't even see it because he has his eye patch down. So yeah, I did use a little bit of sewing on the pants right there. So, but I mostly glued it on there. But I love how this puppet turned out, and he just broke. Great. But I love how this puppet turned out, and he's one of my favorite puppets ever. Alright, moving on. Next up is a really tiny character. Right here we have Mr. Cupcake. He looks pretty good, but actually no, he looks really good. The lines here on like the cupcake, like the wrapper part for Mr. Cupcake, it's not there. I probably should just get a Sharpie and just like like put lines on there, but his mouth can open and stuff. It looks pretty good. He could detach from his plate. It's just like there's just a hole at the bottom, and there's a like a stick on the plate. The way I made this, I got a pipe cleaner, like rubbed it in glue, and then I just put it, and then I just like that, and he goes back on his plate. It looks pretty good. Nothing much to say. Moving on. I have a puppet that is just like, I don't know how to feel about it. Okay, right here we have the yellow rabbit, but this is not the yellow rabbit that I made this year. This is the older version of the yellow rabbit, and yeah, yeah, I got way better at this. Not to pat myself on the back, but I got way better at making puppets. He's just so flimsy, and like he's like really old, so like the pipe cleaner is about to just like wearing down. So also, yeah, this is like my first attempt at a head sculpt like a human. Yeah, we're just gonna put him back in there, and like the head is just honestly the mask is probably my favorite part about this though. It looks pretty cool, and there was like a piece of felt that you could like put on here so it could cover up the like not the battle damage, but like the damage that he gets from the cupcake. Um, yeah, this guy's just made out of pipe cleaners for some reason. I don't know why, but he is. He turned out pretty good. Actually, he turned out pretty good for what I can do at that time. Moving on. We're just gonna put him right there. All right, moving on. It's a puppet that I had. I had the last year that I recorded the puppet collection, but I didn't show him for some reason. This is just a Freddy that, okay, a backstory for him. He was the original Freddy. He was the original Freddy, the first Freddy that I ever made. But like, he just didn't look so good. Like the head is basically the same. The head looked the same as it, not really the same, but like, this is the first Freddy I made. But like, he was a Freddy at one point. He was a full on like he wasn't withered, like not withered, but like he wasn't broken down like this or nothing. He was just our normal Freddy. But then I made that Freddy, and it was way better than this one. So for some reason I decided to make him look all withered and torn up. But I feel like I should have kept them at his original state, so I had like, you know, a memory of the past, so I could just compare them. But yeah, I feel really bad about doing this. But yeah, this is a Freddy. This is the OG Freddy. Put him right there. All right, moving on. The puppet we have is the puppet, or the marionette, or Charlotte, whatever you want to call her. This puppet was pretty easy to make. It was just made the shape of the puppet. I just got like, well, sorry, I just made a stick figure shape, and then I just a ball of pipe cleaners on for the head, and then I just covered it in black felt, and then I put like these white strips around his legs and arms, and then buttons, white buttons. This entire thing makes it basically just black and white, besides everything else on his face. And his face is just like two pieces of white felt glued together. It looks pretty cool in my opinion. Now, fun fact: I actually made the puppet right after I watched the FNAF movie, the FNAF 2 movie. If you saw the post I made, I was really hating on that movie. But now that I'm here, whoa! But now that I'm here, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I would watch it again, but not a lot. It wasn't that bad, but still, it was still a little weird. Yeah, the plot was just all over the place. Anyways, back to what we're doing. Yeah, the puppet turned out pretty good, so we're just gonna set her. Let's put her right here. All right, moving on. So for the next character we got is probably my favorite puppet of the entire collection, or one of my favorites. Right here we have the new and improved Yellow Rabbit. All right, this guy was just insane to make. He was like really fun to make. He was just, I don't know. Something was like so fun to make about him. Yeah, by the way, his entire suit is removable, so that was probably why I found this puppet so fun to make. Oh, his pelvis is on the wrong side. Oh, frick. But this guy, he looks so good, and like, not trying to pat myself on the back, but like, he looks so good, and I think I did like a great job on this guy. Um, 'Cause, I don't know, something about it just makes him look so cool, and like, um, and plus the head sculpt too, it looks way better than the original one. It doesn't look a lot like Matthew Lillard, but it's way better than the original. Yeah, this is like one of my newer attempts to make a human, and it turned out way better because I actually locked in and tried to make a human. Um, yeah, we don't talk about that before. Okay. Um. Uh. Yeah. He turned out really good. I just keep saying it. But one thing I will have to say is arms fall off too easily. Cause for some reason, okay, the pipe cleaner. I put pipe cleaner here so it could like go eat stick on easier, stay so the hands could stay on easier. But it didn't work. So I probably had to get some more hot glue and put that down. Um, but he actually can. He can take off the entire suit. You probably know that. So I'm gonna search to turn him into a Steve Raglan form so you can take a good look at it. Boom. Here is William Afton. He, um, I think he looks. I think I did a pretty good job on this. Uh, his hand just fell off. Great. I think I did a pretty good job on this to capture his human when he's a normal human. You know. Um, under this he's not naked. It's a jumpsuit. I keep saying he's not naked. It's a jumpsuit. Okay, believe me. Um, yeah. So also with this thing, there's a pipe cleaner like there's like a pipe cleaner skeleton holding all of this together. So you basically have two puppets now. All right, I'm gonna put this down and move on to the next character. Okay, there's a lot of puppets in this section, but for the next character, we have Into the Pit Spring Bonnie. So Into the Pit Spring Bonnie, um, I think it turned out pretty good. He was just like how he used to make my puppets. Well, I still use that method, but it's a little advanced now. It's just pipe cleaners, made like a shape out of pipe cleaners. Use tissue, just put tissue in it, and then I just wrapped it in felt. That's basically for all the old characters, but now it's like I said, a little more advanced now. Um, the head sculpt looks pretty good. I like how it turned out. But this guy is a little like broken. His finger is missing. His ear's about to fall off. All the like things that I put in here to make it look like the inside of his mouth is just they're all just like cut now. They're all just like cut off. So yeah, that's pretty bad. Now and then his foot is missing. So yeah, and actually no, stay on. Never mind. All right, we're just gonna set him down and move on to the next character. Okay, I'm gonna talk a little faster now. So well, I'm gonna move on a little faster now. So we can like get through it with all the other puppets because there's still a lot. Okay, next up we have is this like little pipe cleaner spring trap thing. I made, and if you see, there's like a skeleton thing under here. So the way I made this is like I cut up like a skeleton I got from Dollar Tree. It's like a tiny skeleton I got from Dollar Tree, and then I glued gray pipe cleaners on the pieces that I cut, glued them together so I can attach them, so he can move around and stuff. I think it turned out pretty good. It's made out of pipe cleaners. I wanted to make it out of pipe cleaners because with the pipe cleaners I have right now, they're all colorful and stuff. So yeah. I like how this thing turned out. It's not super detailed, but it was just like a little thing that I made for fun. All right, moving on. Talk about the next character. We have these things that I found. It's his ball pit and Freddy's arm. Okay, next up we have is Purple Guy. Okay, so Purple Guy, he has this mask on right now. He had it last year, I think, too. And what is that? Sorry about that. I kept hearing some like banging noise. Okay, right here. Anyways, okay, right here. Uh, Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, he's made out of pipe cleaners, but there's tissues in his body for some reason. I think it's just like bulk him up a little bit. Okay, what is that? Oh, okay, I'm gonna just try to get through this. I think there's tissues in his head too. This was pretty simple to make. It took like a day to make it, so we're just gonna set him down. Also, he has this like little torso thing. It can open up. There's pipe cleaners in there. It's like spring locks. Yeah, I try to replicate like a spring lock suit. I just put him there. Now that I kind of think about it, it's kind of like a prototype. It's almost like a prototype for like this kind of suit, you know. Now that I think about it. All right, moving on. I think that's it for all the characters. Oh, that's it for all the FNAF characters. All right, moving on to the next section. I spoke too soon. There's one more character left. That character being Burn Trap. So, yeah, this guy's just made out of pipe cleaners. He's really messy and weird. Like I said last year, I just made him based off my memory I had of Springtrap. I used some images, but I just went blankly most of the time. So he's missing his foot, and something's going on with his hand. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna fix all these guys. I'm okay. I'm gonna fix all these guys after this. All right. So, all right, we're gonna set him down, and then we're gonna move on. Also, I found my own version of Springtrap's axe. Here, take that. Okay, moving on. We're gonna do the section of Poppy Playtime characters. Okay, to start off the Poppy Playtime characters, we have the main man. Well, I think he's the main one. Huggy Wuggy. Alright. Huggy Wuggy, I did update him from last year because you guys saw how he looked last year. Yeah, he looks pretty good now. I think that he looks pretty good now. The fur is a little rough now, and the patches on his belly. I might give him a little update again. I updated his head to make it look better, but other than that, he looks really weird. No, he doesn't look really weird. What am I talking about? I'm just so tired from after all those FNAF characters that we're finally moving on to something new. I like how it turned out though. I need to glue that down. Oh my god, this one things to fix. All right. Yeah, moving on. I'm just gonna set him right there. Moving on. Okay, so for the next character, we have Catnap. So I did update Catnap's head, and I think it looks slightly better. The eyes look a little weird though. I think they're too big, and he looks so much lighter on camera for some reason. And his head is a lot more fluffier now because it's newer. I think the head sculpt though looks better. I think that's just the eyes that I have a problem with. I might need to shave it down a little bit. Yeah, I might need to do that. He still looks pretty good though. And oh yeah, I did add his stitches because I didn't add them. They wasn't there last year, but I did add his stitches now. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. And moving on to the next character. Moving on to my favorite Poppy Playtime character, we have Boxy Boo. Alright, Boxy Boo, I updated him this year too. I updated a lot of them this year. I updated him this year too. I added wires instead of those pipe cleaners, so he looks like really cool in my opinion. I like how I pulled this off. Yeah, the fur though is a little scruffy though. Yeah, his head falls off easily too. Yeah, so that's a problem. And the eyes, they're made out of this like they're made out of googly eyes, so the googly eyes I just like painted them black, so they look like that now. Looks pretty cool. Nothing much to say. This was the same head sculpt that he had on last year, so I think it is. Yeah, it's the same head sculpt that he had on last year, so we're just gonna toss him over there. I'll fix it later. We're gonna move these guys afterwards, but anyways, moving on, we have Mommy Longlegs. I don't know why I made her. I think I just made her just because it's part of Poppy Playtime. She looks, it's not the best though. Like her arm's about to fall off. I need to glue that back on, and then yeah, everything just looks pretty weird. I don't like how it looks. I'm probably gonna make a newer version of Mommy Longlegs with wires in it. Yeah, I just don't like how it turned out. I probably need to fix the face though. Yeah, it's probably the face that I need to fix. Alright, moving on. Next up, we have Yarnaby. Yarnaby, I think this is probably one of my favorite puppets that I've made, because like, I don't know, he looks so cool, and like the yarn took so long. He's pretty fluffy too. Yeah, he looks pretty cool. His feet are a little too big though. I might need to fix that, and maybe I don't know. Maybe fix his body shape too. He looks like a beetle. I don't know if that's just me. His face can open. Of course it can, but what am I talking about? His face can't close. I might need to figure something out to do that, but probably not. I'm probably just gonna leave it like that. These like little things right here, I don't know what they are, but like I don't know. They're supposed to like simulate his mouth or something. Not his mouth. His mouth is right here, but like I don't know. It's like it's part of his face, and like it's supposed to look like he's smiling and stuff. Um, they're two like it looks weird. It looks like it's just because like it's supposed to be like part of the head, not glued on top of it. So yeah, and this thing too. I don't. It's too out. It looks like yeah, it looks weird. But either way, I like how it turned out. So we're just gonna set him right here and move on. All right. So for the next character we have is Dog Day. Um, he looks pretty cool. I didn't update him this year. I should have updated him. But either way, I think he looks pretty fine. I don't think I need to update him. Probably just fix a few things on him. Um, his necklace fell off, so that's a problem. And nothing much to say about him. I mean, yeah, it's Dog Day. Um, I can't, bro. I'm just too tired from all the FNAF characters. Okay. Okay, let me try to talk about him a little more. It was just pretty simple to make, though. Yeah, that's all I have to say. He was pretty simple to make, so we're just going to put him right here and move on to the next section of characters. This section is going to be the miscellaneous characters. So to start this section off, we have one of my favorite puppets of all time, Carnage. So Carnage here, he's really cool. The way I made him is like, I just got like red felt, and I just made the base and I put red felt over him, and then I put Sharpie details on him, and then I put glue all over it, and it turned out really good in my opinion. Um, there's a little things that are a little inaccurate. He's way too skinny. Um, but either way, I think it turned out really cool. Especially in like the head sculpt. Like I like how that turned out. Looks really cool in my opinion. He does have some other stuff here too that you can attach onto him, which I'm going to do right now. All right, so here's Carnage all decked out with all of his accessories, and he looks amazing in my opinion. Like I don't even know how I pulled this off. He looks really cool. He like his tongue. There's not hot glue in his mouth, like I already explained it, because like the color turns yellow for some reason, and the pickaxe hand is just amazing, bro. It's like, yeah, bro. I don't know how I made this. All right, moving on to the next character. We're just gonna set Carnage down here and move on to the next character. Okay, so I moved all the Puppy Playtime characters over here because we're gonna need some space. Okay, for the next character, we have the Xenomorph. Okay, so I didn't showcase this guy yet, but he looks amazing. Like, okay, I'm gonna say it. He dethroned Carnage. He's the most detailed character that I've ever made. Just like, look at all the detail on him. I'm not gonna go into super much detail about how I made this, but it's just the same thing. This guy's just made out of Foley pipe cleaners. That's it. Well, his base is and covered in fabric, and I'm gonna make a puppet showcase about him so I could talk about him more. But yeah, there's just a bunch of detail on him, and I'm gonna just put him over here, and you guys are gonna wait for the puppet showcase. Okay, so for the next character, we have the Ink Demon. So the Ink Demon, he's just made out of pipe cleaners, and well, his base is just made out of pipe cleaners, and he's just covered in fabric. He for some reason I couldn't find the same color. I couldn't find a color for his like this yellowish color, so I just used foam that I found. It turned out all right. If you don't notice, this color is not the same as this color. I don't know if you can see, but it's not the same color. It's easier to see in person, but you guys are watching this through a camera, so yeah. You're watching this on a screen or whatever. What? Okay, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, he was pretty easy to make. Actually, no, he wasn't pretty easy to make. He was pretty hard to make, but he's a good puppet. I think it turned out all right. We're gonna set him right there and move on to the next character. So for the next puppet, we have Dexter. All right, Dexter, or the Bay Harbor Butcher. He was pretty cool to make. The reason why I made Dexter is because like I made Steve Rag. I made not Steve, but I made William Afton already. He turned out pretty cool, so I wanted to test myself to see if I can make another good, to see if I can make another human, and I did, and it turned out pretty cool. My favorite part about this are like the pants. It's like pretty detailed. It looks pretty cool, and I like how it turned out. He has more stuff, which I'm going to show right now. Okay, so now we have the real Bay Harbor Butcher. So I put on his apron. I think that's what it's called. It's really cool. Really cool. I made it. It's just like a piece of black fabric and these two things glued together, and I just wrapped them around each other. Well, just like tied it around each other so they could stay on him. And yeah, it turned out pretty cool. He has his whoa. He has his accessories right here. Right here, he has all of his tools that he uses. I'm not going to go into every single detail into every single tool. You guys can watch the puppet showcase. And right here, we have his trophy box. I'm not going to go into super detail into this. There is a puppet showcase. Because there is so much more other puppets that I need to do. And I need more time. Alright, moving on. So for the next character, we have Ghostface. Ghostface, he turned out pretty good. I like how he turned out. He looks a little weird though. His arms like stay up for some reason. The way I made it, I don't even know what to talk about. Okay, one thing I will say, there is no felt under all of this because you can't even see it because of his robe. So it's just pipe cleaner. So yeah, it's not everything is stitched together. It's not a sewn-on suit, but this part. For like his chest, it's glued down, and everything else is just like hanging. Not hanging, but like it's just loosely. It's not loose, but it's like it's not glued down or anything. So you could just like, yeah. But this part is not. This part is stitched together, so it could like. This part is stitched together because it is not glued down. His hood is also stitched. I'm not going to go into super big detail to watch the puppet showcase. Here is what he looks like without his mask. There's something that happened with his face. It's like, this used to be Dexter's old head, but then it turned into his. Just watch the puppet showcase. Just watch the puppet showcase. But I like how this puppet turned out. Alright, moving on to the next puppet. Next up we have is the face hugger, but he's more like an accessory than character. Actually no, I would classify him as an accessory. Okay, actually no, I would classify him as a character. If he's an accessory, then so is Mr. Cupcake. So yeah, this is a full-on character. It's like this guy is just consists of two colors. I'm not gonna go into super big detail. Actually no, yeah, it's just like made it like a spider-looking shape. Then I added I added a tail, like a long pipe cleaner thing, and yeah, just made a face hugger. Watch the puppet showcase. Okay, moving on. Next up we have is Mimikyu. So Mimikyu, he looks a little messy, and it's not the best. It's not the worst, but it's Mimikyu. Yeah, I like how he turned out. There's another video on him that I go into more detail into him. So it's the most accurate puppets video. Go watch that. Moving on. Okay, so for the last character on this, in this section, we have the Demogorgon. I know what you're saying. You're making a Demogorgon over there. Why do you have a Demogorgon over there? Why are you making a new one if you have this one? Well, I wanted to make a new one because first of all, this one isn't that proportionally good. So, and it's made out of pipe cleaners. It's falling. It's all flimsy and stuff. So I wanted to make an actual good one. So this one is good, but I want to make a better one. So, yeah, I don't think there's not more videos into this. So I'll go into some detail into this. This is mostly made out of pipe cleaner. Okay. It's made out of pipe cleaner. Everything is just made out of pipe cleaner. Besides the teeth, there is some foam in there. Yeah, there's some foam in there. So, yeah, there's foam in there. Okay, I'm trying to speak, but I can't because I just been through so much with these damn characters. Okay, we're gonna do this. There's foam for the teeth, so it looks better. It's made out of this weird foam though. It's like, I don't know. It's like almost like a sticker. It's peeling off. But this is like the first time I try to use hot glue. I try to use like hot glue to simulate saliva. So yeah, that's what it looks like for my first time. It's not the best. It is the worst. Okay, it looks like icing in there. So yeah, it's just flimsy. So I'm gonna make a new one. Whoa, I'm gonna make a new one. Um, I'm gonna make a new one so it looks better. And yeah, all right. Let's put this guy right here and move on to the next section. I think that's it. So for the next section of characters, there isn't a lot, but we'll just do it. Okay. For this section, we're gonna do the Spiderverse. So for the first character we have is why are you looking at me? Anyways, for the first character we have is Miles Morales, and I updated him. No, yeah, he was updated last year, but before he looked like horrible. I'm telling you, horrible. Like his jacket was glued on, so you couldn't like take it off and make him into like everything is removable, so you can make him into like the Spider-Man suit and not this version. I'm going to do that right now. So I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it looks really cursed. This is the Miles Morales without all of his drip and stuff right there. Yeah, I don't think you guys have ever seen this. This is probably the first time you're ever gonna see this. Probably the first time you're gonna see this, and probably the last time, because I I don't like how this looks. He looks so weird. He looks so weird. Okay, we're putting everything back on. Okay, this looks way better. All right, moving on. Moving on to the next character. We have Prowler. So this guy, he looks pretty cool. He was probably one of the most detailed puppets I've ever made for his time. He looks pretty good. He looks pretty cool. He's a little stiff though. That's a problem. His cape is also pretty stiff too. I need to make a new one. His cape is too short. I need to make it longer. So yeah, he has some pretty good detail on him though. So like that's pretty surprising. Like, there's pretty good detail on him though. It's not a lot, but it looks pretty good. All right, moving on to the next section of characters. Okay, for the next section of characters, I don't know if you guys ever seen the series, but this one is called Triangle versus Monkey. For the first character, we have Monkey or Kong. He looked pretty good. I like how I made this. He's not supposed to look realistic. He's supposed to look like cartoonish and stuff, because that's the style that he uses, or that's the style that he makes, or that's the style that he just draws them in. I like the series, so I decided to make it, and I made a post about it. So if you guys want to go watch it, if you guys want to watch the series, I'll tag him in the comments or something. I don't know. Maybe a link or something to his channel or something. I don't know. He looks pretty good. I like how I made him. So he's gonna go right here. And moving on to the next character. So for the next character we have is Triangle. So this is Godzilla, but he's just called Triangle because Monkey just calls him Triangle because he looks like a triangle. It doesn't look like it much, but you can kind of see it a little bit. I like how it turned out though. Like I said, it's supposed to look cartoonish, and I think I nailed how it's supposed to look. So these guys weren't too hard to make. They probably took like an hour each to make each of them. So we're just gonna put them right here. And move on to the next character. Okay, so this character's from the Miscellaneous section. Also, from what I said, I meant to say for the next section of characters, but yeah, I forgot to include this character. But here is Baby Yoda. He looks really weird. He looks like a gremlin. You guys ever seen that? The Gremlins? I don't think that's what it's called, but I think that's what it's called. I don't know. He looks like one of those things, though. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, it was pretty simple to make. This is just, most of it right here is just tissue. He has a big head, so it's just made out of tissue. So it looks pretty weird, though. So, like, we're just gonna set him right here. Alright, moving on to the next section of characters. Alright, bear with me, guys, but I forgot another character for the Miscellaneous section. This guy is from the Backrooms. I don't know why I made him, but I just decided to make it because I was bored, and I just had some pipe cleaners laying around to use. He's entirely made out of pipe cleaners, and yeah. So we're just gonna put him right there. We're just gonna put him right there, and move on to the next section of characters. We're almost done, guys. Bear with me. The next section of characters is gonna be the guy versus dude characters. So let's get with this. Okay, so let's start this collection off. Well, not this collection, but let's start this section off with some characters that don't really matter that much. So first off, we have one of these monsters from Guy vs. Dude Part 3. Go watch it, please. Yeah, here's one of the monsters from Guy vs. Dude Part 3. He looks pretty cool. He's probably the one that... whoa. He's probably the most detailed one out of all of them. So we're just going to put him right here. I should have given him more screen time, though. We're just going to put him right there and move on to the next character. Okay, so for the next character we have is this weird crocodile thing that is also from Guy vs. Dude Part 3. It's just made out of pipe cleaners. There's some tissue in him, and he's made out of this weird foam thing. So we're just gonna put him right there and move on to the next character. Next up we have another character that's from Guy vs. Dude Part 3. We have this skeleton dragon thing. He's not that cool. He's just made out of foam and pipe cleaners. So, yeah, there's some tissue in him too. I think. No, there isn't. I think he's just made out of full pipe cleaner. So we're just gonna put him down and move on to the next character. All right, next up we have is another crocodile, but this one is blue. So this one is like I don't know, it feels a little weird. It looks a little too bulky and stuff. So we're just gonna put him over here and move on to the next character. I'm not giving these guys a lot of screen time because they're not that important, so we're just gonna move on. So move on to the next character. Okay, so before we get into like the other main monsters, right here we have is this little raptor. It's like he has like crystals on his back, and yeah. The reason why I made him is because like I bought this fabric. I was gonna make it for catnap, but it turned out like too shiny and like weird, so I just used it for this thing. I don't know. I just made it up and I just made it, so it looks pretty cool. Yeah, we're just gonna set him right there and move on to the next character. Okay, so for the more important monsters, right here we have is right here we have the dinosaur from Part 2. For the screen time that he got, I think I did a pretty good job with him. I think I did a pretty good job on him. He looks really cool too. And this right here, like too, one of his claws. I think one of his claws. Oh, it already fell off. Right as I was recording the puppet showcase too, the puppet collection too. Great. All right, he looks pretty cool though, and he took some time to make. And not I don't have a lot to say about him because he's just a monster. He wasn't that important, but he's not important at all to the story. So we're just gonna put him right here. Well, maybe a little bit important, but so we're just gonna put him right there and move on to the next one. So next up we have another more important monster. Right here we have the spider from Part 3. I think it turned out pretty cool. He looks pretty cool. He's just black and red, and that's basically all it consists of. The main color is just black. So there's not much detail on him. He looks pretty cool, but like, yeah, he was did dirty at the end of the. I did him dirty at the end of the episode, like the way he died. Yeah, just go watch it for more context on that. So these guys are the more important monsters, so we're just gonna put them right here and move on to more important characters. Okay, so to start off the more important characters, we have Guy. Now this guy's probably the most important to the entire series because well, he's literally in the title, Guy vs. Dude. He was like really simple to make. He's just a stick man and mostly consists of two colors, white and black. And he's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure, but I feel like I should give him like a little more personality in the show, so a little more like character development and stuff. Not character development, but you know, something to make his character shine. So we're just gonna put him down and move on to the next character. All right, so for the next character, we have it. Well, this, the more important character now because of how things that turned out in part 3 is Smarty Pants. So Smarty Pants, I originally made him to be well. He made I made him to be a scientist, but then his role switched a little bit in the development of part 3. There was an ending where he was gonna die, but that ending switched out, and now there's a different one. So let's go watch part 3 to figure out what I'm talking about. And I like fun fact. This used to be the old guy. This used to be the old guy stunt double, but uh, like it turned out weird, so I just turned him into the scientist guy. So we're just gonna set him down right there and move on to the next character. Okay, so this character should have been included with the monsters. It's not a monster, but still. Right here we have guy's mech. Before when the mech was originally made, it was like really clean and stuff. But now it's all destroyed because I added all the like damage and stuff to him because of how much these monsters messed up the suit. Yeah, there's damage everywhere on him. So yeah, and this thing broke a little bit while recording something. So we're just gonna set him down right here and move on to the next character. Okay, so for the next character, we have another really important character, Dude. So, Dude is this is probably the more detailed stick figures because of his robotic arm, and he turned out pretty good. I like how his design is, and in part 3, this guy was just going crazy. Yeah, I keep saying it, but just watch part 3 to understand it, bro. It's I'm not gonna leak a lot of it. Look, I'm not going into so much detail because it's a puppet collection and there's a lot of this video is gonna be really long. I already know. Okay, just gonna set him down here because he's more important. And moving on to the next character. Next up, we have a character that wasn't shown much, but he was at the end of Guy vs. Dude. Right here, we have I'm not going to say his name, but so when Dude injects himself with the ancient evil thing that Smarty Pants was that he stole from someplace, this pops up behind him, and yeah, he's gonna have a way bigger role and as the series goes on. So we're just gonna put him right there and move on to the next character. Okay, so for these next characters, I'm not going to mention their names. I'm not going to mention their names, but I'm not going to go through them one by one because they're just a bunch of dead people. Because they're gonna appear in an episode of Guy vs. Dude because something is going to happen, and that's why they're there. So yeah, if you don't like gore, just yeah, that's probably not going to be a great video for you. I'm just gonna put all these dead guys over here because there's no need to go through them one by one because they're all just random characters. So yeah, they're not important to anything. All right, but next up we're gonna mention these guys because they've been through a lot. Right here we have the guards from not guards but the soldiers from part 2 and part 3. They've been through a lot, so we're just gonna put them right here because they deserve their own spot. So they're gonna go over here. I think one of them is that's right here. Yeah, these guys, they've been through a lot, so there's only 4 of them, but there's there are a lot of kills with them. So we're just gonna leave them here and move on to the next character. Okay, so for the next character we have is this little robot that Smarty Pants made. He's made out of pipe cleaners. I don't know why I made him out of pipe cleaners, but he is, so we're just gonna put him right here. And that's it. That's it for this section. So let's just move on to talk and stuff. And then we're gonna be done with the puppet collection. Thank you everybody for watching this video. I just want to say that. And sorry that I haven't been posting for a month. I haven't been posting for a while now. It's because I've been having some problems with school and stuff. Because of course I have to focus on school, and that takes a lot homework and stuff, classwork, and I'm just tired after all of that. And especially you over there took so long. So yeah, so I'm sorry that I haven't been posting. So I'm gonna make my goal for 2026 to try to make as many videos as possible. As soon as I get back in my room, I'm gonna try to make as many videos as possible, and to make as much mess and to finish all those puppets. I I will be doing a showcase on the Xenomorph over there because I didn't go into so much detail about him. And I'm sorry if I haven't gone into so much detail about these puppets. It's just like I was really tired after making all of those not making up, but like talking about all those FNAF puppets. They took up a lot of time. So I'll just end it off by saying thank you everybody for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. This took a lot to make. It's like all of these guys combined probably take so long to make. So thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe, and goodbye.